very much. So I wanted from your perspective as, a lawyer and from the regulatory perspective, but of course you can answer any questions you like. But I wanted you to give us a perspective from your view, yes, on data is the new oil and data for user people. So how does this clash with the regulatory system, which I think is kind of more for the new oil than for the people? It seems to me that this is the case.
Okay, so I did not come up with that question, for the record.
No, I did not share my questions with the panelists. So, I never do that. If anyone else can answer it, please step up.
I'm gonna shift a little bit away from data as the new oil to kind of a different platitude, which is that information wants to be free.
Yes.
I've been thinking about this one for a while. Data is the new oil in the sense that data is spectacularly useful in all kinds of different ways, and we have lots of it. And obviously monetization is one end of that. There's a lot of other things that are really wonderful about it, like curing Ebola outbreaks and things of that nature. But from a regulatory perspective, there's many different avenues of this. One of the biggest kind of conflicts that we have right now is that the G20 Financial Action Task Force is telling all the various countries that their guidance is that their KYC gatherers need to share information with each other. So that's sharing private information across borders, which you can contrast with GDPR and my state of California's new Consumer Protection Privacy Act. They don't work together at all, so that's kind of a mess. On the other hand, there's a different kind of data, which is the data that applications will kick off routinely, and obviously Google and Facebook are great examples of this. They're application providers at heart. They kick off a ton of data and they monopolize it and they sell it and they use it and the users don't. And this is not news or information to anybody, but it definitely does not need to be that way. And there are a number of different protocols out there, BAT, obviously being one of them, CoinGenius another, and in fairness, they are a client, I love them to death. And then all right. And then Storecoin. Storecoin is another one that are actually establishing data marketplaces where an app provider can choose to either keep the application data or allow their users to have the application data or use their application data as currency potentially to fund their activities ahead of time. I'm being interrupted by my client.
Sorry, I love him so much. He's so smart. I think that concept that people need to own their data is a new concept still. I think it hasn't really caught on, and that's something definitely that CoinGenius is trying to educate as well, which is probably why Josh and I get along.